And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I will be discussing and explaining to you why ApeCoin and the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand is not your typical meme coin and should not be compared to meme coins such as SafeMoon, Shiba Inu, or Dogecoin. There's a lot of people who are of the mindset that because it has an animal name like ApeCoin, therefore it's a meme coin. And I agree. I believe that they could have done or did a better job at picking a different name. But what many are missing is that you are actually buying into a brand that has real world utility. It's not just buying an NFT and a JPEG and there's a coin attached to it. See, what's starting to happen right now is for the first time, because of cryptography and Satoshi solving the double spending problem, and then Ethereum with smart contracts, you're starting to see the crypto ecosystem start to evolve and start to have more use cases besides just being a store of value. And now we have, for the first time, the ability where you can actually own your digital goods, your digital services, your digital products, such as your music or owning art. And now what happens is that when you own this NFT, it allows you to be a part of an exclusive community. So you can think of it as owning shares in a company or owning a ticket to a concert. And then you start to get all of the benefits that comes with being a part of that exclusive community. So now what you're starting to see with the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand is you're starting to see a lot of celebrities start to own these bored apes. And then what's starting to happen is that people are now creating products and services themed around their ape. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you today, where you have people who are creating restaurants based on their bored ape. There's an individual who created his own liquor brand themed around his bored ape. Then you have them launching a play to earn game. So now you're going to be able to play a game in the metaverse and use the ape token to basically wager bets and earn money. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. I don't really get that. We are going through the fourth industrial revolution, the great reset. Many of you will lose your jobs due to automation and the economy beginning to start to deteriorate. That's just going to happen. And many of you are going to have to find ways to replace your income or supplement your income. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how in the Philippines, when COVID first hit, the pandemic, people lost their income. They were stuck in their home. So what happened? They were playing a game through Axie Infinity and they were earning NFTs that they can actually convert for real world currency. And some people were making more money in the digital world playing a game than they were actually making in the real world. So there's so many different ways that utility is going to be driven, and value is going to be driven to the actual Bored Ape Yacht Club brand and the token. Now, tomorrow, they're launching the Otherside Metaverse that's going to be linked to the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand. And guess what? You're only going to be able to purchase the land with ApeCoin. So now what it's forcing you to have to do is all of this utility that's being built into the brand, it's now forcing you to have to use ApeCoin in order to purchase products and services. They even have exclusive merch that's linked to the actual Bored Ape Yacht Club brand. And again, they're only selling it in ApeCoin. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. Well, for me personally, it doesn't make any sense. And see, that's the problem. Many of you do not understand that the old world is being dismantled. We are moving into a whole new world. And many of the things that you valued and held on to, they're just not relevant in this new world that we're moving into. And one thing I always try to teach my students is that you have to be able to see the obvious before it's obvious to everyone. Now, you have people like CoffeeZilla and other critics who they like to talk about the fact that, well, you don't really own the intellectual property. You really just own a hash pointer pointing at a URL. That's where the money's to be made. See, the money will be made in the people who solve those problems. So rather than you sitting around being a critic, because the greater the risk the reward is even greater. And this is how being a good technology investor allows you to position yourself to capture that. This is why you have to know the difference between a blue chip NFT project like the Bored Ape Yacht Club versus a garbage NFT project. And I love when I hear people talk about when the crypto markets are down, right? Everyone's an expert when Bitcoin drops 20% or Ethereum drops 20% or some NFT ends up being a rug pull or a scam. But you never hear these people talking and speaking when the market's up 10x, when the market's up 15x. They only come out and start to speak when something goes wrong. But none of these individuals are around talking when things will go right, are going right. And this is why I'm a very, very, I'm big on understanding perspective and understanding that there's no one size that fits all solution, or there's no this one's right and this one's wrong. No, there's a spectrum, and you need to know how to navigate these waters and understand that there's a difference between a Dogecoin, a Shiba Inu, a SafeMoon, literally meme coins that have no utility, that do not have a product market fit, that they do not have a unique opportunity in the marketplace. They're literally just copy and paste coins. Literally. That's what SafeMoon, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu is. There's no intellectual property there. There are no commercial rights there. And now, like Shaq said, you have to start thinking about the corporations that are sitting on the sidelines that want to start to plug into the Web3. And when they start coming into the NFT space, because the NFT space is what's going to allow crypto to get mainstream adoption. The average person doesn't care about finance because they're broke. The average person doesn't care about DeFi because, again, they don't have finances, they don't have money, they don't understand inflation, they don't understand anything that's going on. But the average person listens to music. Well, imagine all of that money that you're spending on Apple Music if you could actually own Michael Jackson's Thriller or own a percentage of it or be able to generate revenue because you actually hold that NFT in your wallet. These are the things that's going to happen. Being able to own your data, own your music, own your content, or be able to own a percentage of it. I have videos where I've spoken about this before, where in the future, rather than artists and content creators monetizing you by selling you a product or service, you're going to be able to monetize them now and be able to participate. And now what's happening with the Bored Ape Yacht Club and many of the other NFT projects is now you have brands being built and communities being built from the ground up, right? And not vertical, right? Not from coming from top down, but bottom up. And I think that that's very important that you understand that. So with that being said, we have a lot to discuss tonight. And I like to use articles and current events, like I always say, as a reference to things that I've been predicting that was going to happen anyway. I'm not like these other YouTubers who sits here and read, just simply regurgitate the news of the day. No, I was telling you about these things 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I feel good that we're here and we're watching these things begin to unfold right before our very eyes. And many of you are creating a lot of wealth and success for yourself. And the beautiful thing is that, don't look at problems as something being a scam. Look at problems from the entrepreneur's mindset and say to yourself, those are billion-dollar opportunities. See, when I see a problem in the marketplace, I want to either invest in a solution or create the solution because that's where the money is to be made. So please do me a favor and like this video, share this video, subscribe, make sure that you hit the notification bell and you set notifications to all because YouTube does not like to send out my notifications. Also, there's a telephone number below. If you text the word YouTube to that number, it will add you to my text message list. So I'll send you a text about an hour before I go live. Also, I'm doing a $5,000 giveaway. Yes, you heard me correctly. I will be giving away $5,000 worth of crypto. The only way you're going to find out about that giveaway and know when that giveaway is going on is by being on my text message list. I promise I will not spam you. Also, a link to my new Instagram page is in the description below because my old Instagram page is basically being shadow banned. So I created a new Instagram page. It's _common_sense_Eli_. There's a lot of people impersonating me, trying to basically scam you. I will never DM you first. I do not participate in any stock or options trading groups. I do not have any Forex trading platforms. My platform is simply based around crypto. And no, I will not message you first. Also, I am the founder and creator of My Tech Academy, where we cover all things crypto. We teach you how to buy, sell, store your crypto, build portfolios, cover NFTs, how to stake your coins in DeFi, how to lend out your cryptocurrency, how to earn passive income, and so much more. We have a free 3-day trial going on right now. A link will be in the description below. And if you guys can hear me loud and clear, type 1 and we can get started. Brisk, thanks for the donation. He says, facts. I remember when the PS5 first came out, I took my $500 and bought shares of Sony. At the time, it was 76 and it went up to 112. Absolutely great. And, again, and I'm going to get to this a little bit later in a second, but one of the best things that I can definitely tell you guys to do is watch the movie Ready Player One. That is the world that we will be entering as we move forward into this great reset. You already can see us moving forward in that direction with the Oculus device. And eventually, technology is going to keep iterating and getting better and better and better to the point where the Oculus device is going to be reduced to a contact lens that you wear, and you're going to be in an augmented reality, where you're interacting with things, sort of like the game Pokemon Go. So you're going to have like a blend of VR and AR at the same time. And then eventually you'll plug into the Matrix. And we'll get into that stuff later on in regards to, you plugging into and interfacing with technology directly with transhumanism. So, okay, you guys can hear me clearly. That's beautiful. That's great. Okay, so ApeCoin becomes the largest metaverse token, surpassing Mana, Sand, and Axie Infinity. ApeCoin on Wednesday morning, rising 7% to trade at $19.10, pushing it 7-day gain over 22%. This comes a week after Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs announced it would be launching its Otherside Metaverse on Saturday. Since then, ApeCoin, the standard currency required in Otherside, has become the biggest metaverse token by market capitalization, leapfrogging Decentraland's Mana, the Sandbox's Sand, and Axie Infinity's AXS token. So let's take a step back, because you have people that are of the mindset that people who sell courses are scammers, right? And that you can go on YouTube and you can find this stuff for free. And it's amazing to me how many people believe that that's sound advice. Number one, when you're consuming content on YouTube, watching a video, or reading a blog, the content creator is not accountable to you. You're not a part of any community where you can actually ask questions, and you don't even know if the information that you're consuming is accurate. See, when you purchase a course from someone, the course creator is accountable for the information that they are giving you. You're getting vetted information. So number one, you're reducing the time that it takes to learn something because you're going straight to the source. You're going to someone who actually knows what they're talking about. I had so many people saying to me, well, I don't know where to buy ApeCoin from. I don't know where to buy ApeCoin at. Now, here's the beautiful thing. If you're part of My Tech Academy, you know how to go find a contract address, add it to your MetaMask wallet, and interface with, applications like Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange, or SushiSwap, and purchase the ApeCoin. And you could have purchased ApeCoin at $8, $10, $11. I was telling you guys about it in the group. When it was trading around $11, $12, it dropped down to $8. You could have purchased the coin. This is why you pay people to give you information, because they can reduce your learning curve. See, when you spend all this time on the internet, what happens is that you're getting bounced all around. The information isn't given to you in a fashion that can take you from A to Z. It's scattered. When you buy courses, you get straight to the point. Just wanted to throw that out there for you. Now, when we talk about Yuga Labs, one of the first things that stood out to me that let me know that the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the ApeCoin was different from Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and SafeMoon was these individuals right here. Andreessen Horowitz. See, I've learned at a very, very young age, as when I became an investor, that you have to follow the money. You're not going to see venture capitalists like, Mark Andreessen or Ben Horowitz investing in garbage like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, or SafeMoon. Now, it says Andreessen Horowitz is a private American venture capital firm founded in 2009 by Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. The company is headquartered in Manila, Menlo Park, California. Now, let's look at some of the actual, companies and opportunities that Andreessen Horowitz has invested in. This tells you all you need to know. So right here, you have Airbnb. They exited that opportunity. The IPO box. They were a part of Facebook. They were a part of Groupon. They were a part of Lyft. They were investors in Pinterest, investors in Zynga, Slack, Roblox, Coinbase. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. These are you don't see Shiba Inu on here. You don't see Dogecoin on here. You don't see SafeMoon on here. So when I see someone of this pedigree investing in an opportunity like this, when I see Yuga Labs behind actually powering the metaverse, I know for a fact that this is a real project with real world utility, that this is not a rug pull. When Yuga Labs gets a $450 million investment from Andreessen Horowitz, you should be paying attention. And again, I'll share this link for you guys so you can see the portfolio right here. Right? So you can go and do your own due diligence and educate yourself and understand what's going on here. Even when you look at the fact of, let's just look at the tokens, right? So right now, ApeCoin's trading at $20, right? So the fact that there's 1 billion total coins, right? The total supply. And again, we all know that the total supply can be manipulated and changed, but let's just, just look at things from a bird's eye view. Look at this versus look at Shiba. Right? So you have 100 million, 100 billion, 100 trillion. You have over 500 trillion Shiba Inu tokens. So when you hear people saying that Shiba Inu is going to reach a penny, let's remove the whole concept of burning the coin. The market cap would be larger than Bitcoin. It would be larger than Apple. It would be larger than Microsoft. Do you think a MemeCoin based around a dog that has no utility, because look at Shiba Swap. How much value, how much liquidity is actually locked into Shiba Swap? None. I'll say probably what, 100 million? And we could go look it up later on. Maybe less than $100 million, right? Because when you're dealing with open source technology, it's very easy to go and fork someone's code and say, oh, we're going to have an NFT marketplace, right? These things are not hard to do. You just copy someone else's code and say, oh, we're going to bring NFTs to Shiba. What happened to Shiba Inu's NFT marketplace? What happened to the decentralized exchange that they were going to have? See, these are the important things that you need to be looking at, which is why I would never touch this, right? So now when we come here, we see Bored Ape Yacht Club owner Yuga Labs raises $450 million led by A16Z. Now valued at $4 billion, the company will use the funds to build out its NFT metaverse. Yuga Labs, the company behind the popular non-fungible token NFT project Bored Ape Yacht Club, has raised $450 million funding round led by Andreessen Horowitz. The official announcement of the funding caps off what has been a monumental 2 weeks for Yuga Labs. The company acquired the intellectual property of rival blue chip NFT project CryptoPunks on March 11th, and on March 16th, the Bored Ape Yacht Club linked ApeCoin token launched by proxy. ApeCoin now boasts a $12 billion market cap. Yuga Labs says it plans to use the new funding to build out an NFT-based ApeCoin-powered gaming metaverse called the Otherside. Now, let's get to, the idea and the concept of branding and the concept of being able to purchase exclusive merchandise. So right here it says Bored Ape Yacht Club's newest merch drop can only be bought with ApeCoin. So again, I told you guys, when you look at the fact that you have Little Baby, Little Dirk, Shaq, Steph Curry, Serena Williams, they all own an ape. That automatically gives you instant name recognition. Why? Because we can't be blind and act like we don't live in a world that's driven by celebrity culture. Prime example, what do you think a blue check mark is worth? Why do you think people put up pictures of them eating out at restaurants, traveling? Because they want the world to see their life. They want the world to see lifestyle. This is why lifestyle marketing works so well, because people like to watch lifestyle marketing. So when you start putting up pictures of your ape, that automatically signals to people that this is an individual that is successful, that is a part of an elite community. And what does it do? it creates a flex now where people want to be a part of the community. This is what drives a brand. When you look at a Gucci shirt, when you look at a Louis Vuitton shirt, or a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, prime example, I was at the I was at the Bitcoin conference in Miami, and I had on a Versace shirt every day. If I just had on a plain white t-shirt, no one would say anything to me. They would let me just walk right on by. But when I put on Versace shirts, so many people stopped me to say, nice shirt, to stop and have a conversation. The same thing with a Ferrari. The same thing with a Rolex, with an AP watch. They're status symbols. They're conversation starters. They're branding, marketing. And it's important that you start understanding this, right? It's a reason why you're willing to pay $1,000 for a Gucci shirt. It's a reason why you would buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini versus getting a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW. It's the status that comes with the actual thing that you're purchasing, the material good. So it says, Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT holders can now buy new merchandise items from Yuga Labs, but they can only use the newly launched ApeCoin to do it, according to an announcement in the Bored Ape Yacht Club Discord server. Now, here's the beautiful thing. The merch, there's only a set amount of merch that you can purchase. You have to actually own a Bored Ape in order to purchase the merch. And look, now the store is closed. So now what does it do? It drives value to the brand. It drives value to the token because you need the token to buy the merch. So guess what? If you're someone who you own an ape, you can now buy this exclusive merch and then sell it on a secondary market. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. Well, why would someone want to buy things on a secondary market? The same reason why people buy Michael Jordan sneakers. The same reason why people will stand in line for hours to get a pair of Jordans. See, many of you try to make this like this is complicated, like you can't wrap your mind around what happens. Why do people stand on lines for iPhones for days? Right? Because we live in a consumer-based economy. Consumerism. 70% of our GDP is based upon people consuming. So now what's happening is as we move into the digital world, we're taking consumption from the physical world, from standing on a phone and getting an iPhone, I'm standing online and getting an iPhone, or standing online and getting a pair of Jordans, to now going into the metaverse and getting a pair of digital shoes that's going to go on your avatar. Now think about your children. You have kids. How many hours does your child play Roblox, Fortnite, Call of Duty, NBA 2K? Those are virtual worlds. So these concepts are already amongst us. It's just the way now you can monetize these concepts from the bottom up rather from the top down. In corporate America, right? Corporate America, the way it's structured is that you have the CEO at the top and then all of the value is captured at the top and then distributed down. Whereas now you're actually able to get that value from a bottom up way, from a community based way. Now, people in the Philippines are earning cryptocurrency during the pandemic by playing a video game. So what I'm going to do is actually play a clip for you so that you can watch this, because this is important. Again, we're going into the Great Reset. Automation will take your job. Robots will take your jobs away. You're going to get a universal basic income. That's going to happen. And you're going to need additional ways of earning money. And playing in these digital worlds, these play-to-earn games, which you're going to need ApeCoin in order for you to be a part of that actual metaverse. You're going to be able to wager and place bets. And when you complete tasks in the game, you're going to actually win ApeCoin that you can convert into a real-world currency. It's already happening with Axie Infinity.
Pandemic hit the Philippines. People in Cabanatuan City north of as the COVID-19 pandemic hit the Philippines, people in Cabanatuan City north of Manila have found a unique way to ease the hardship brought on by lockdowns, playing video games. The gameplay, however, isn't just for fun. Axie Infinity, created by Sky Mavis, allows players to earn income through non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, and cryptocurrencies by breeding, battling and trading digital pets called Axies. A new mini documentary, released on YouTube Thursday by crypto consulting firm Emphasis, called Play to Earn, follows several Filipino people who play the game: a mother, 3 young entrepreneurs, a recent college graduate, a pedicab driver, an elderly married couple, and one of the first people in Cabanatuan City to discover Axie Infinity. The phenomenon that first began last summer exploded after a CoinDesk article published in August significantly boosted the player base, according to the documentary. Nearly 60,000 people are now playing Axie Infinity, Axie's head of growth Jeffrey Zerlin told CNBC. While the digital game knows no borders, it has really taken off in the Philippines.
So now, the actual documentary that they're talking about right here, I'm going to paste it inside of the chat. So later on, you can go and watch it right here, where you can see that there are real people in the real world plugging into the metaverse and earning a living by playing a game and earning the in-game currency and converting it into real-world currency. So again, I'm showing you utility. So we know there's merchandise. This is not just you're buying into a picture, a JPEG that's on the internet that you don't even own. It's just pointing to a URL. No, it's a brand, right? Now, also, by being a Bored Ape holder, right, if you actually held the actual NFT, you got airdropped about 10,000, I believe it was 10,000 Ape tokens. So those Ape tokens, when they first started trading, were trading at like $20 or like $17, right? So just think about that. Like some people got airdropped like $100,000 worth of Ape by simply owning the Ape. Utility, brand. Next, when I talk about, you know, play to earn gaming, we're talking about Ready Player One. I would encourage everyone to go and watch this movie right after you finish watching this. This is important. And hold on real quick. We know that we have some. This person up out of here. We have a troll in here. Got him out of here. So in the game, in the movie, Ready Player One, you know, you have the real world. The real world's breaking down all around you. You have a corporation that controls this concept of like a metaverse, a digital world that people put on these Oculus type devices, these glasses, and they're able to create an avatar of themselves in a digital world. And then they're able to earn currency and earn a living by playing in this world to be able to then, you know, escape what's happening in the real world. Go and watch this, similar to the movie The Matrix. And, you know, we spend so much time right now in the digital world anyway. I mean, right now, you're plugged into the digital world. You're watching me via a screen, right? That you're plugged in. The only difference is that you're just not physically plugged in, but you're mentally plugged into this matrix because you're sitting here right now watching me. You're probably going to spend, you know, hours on, you know, Instagram and Facebook, etc. So again, these concepts already exist. Go and watch this movie because what you're going to start to see, you already see the Oculus device, you have the Microsoft HoloLens, you have Apple Glass or Google Glass, you have Apple coming out with their own version of glasses. What's going to start to happen is that as the technology gets better, you're going to see these devices begin to get smaller and more comfortable. I believe eventually it's going to be a contact lens that goes into your eyes, and then eventually you will interface and plug in directly with the Matrix. You know, think about this. You have this cell phone right here. Go back to when you were in high school and there was the Sidekick, right? And then before that, you had the Motorola phones. You had the Nextel bleep bleep phones. Those phones didn't have applications. They didn't have the iTunes. They didn't have a camera. They didn't have any of the things that you have now. And they were nowhere near as powerful as the technology you have in your hands right now. This phone is literally a GPS. It can save your life. It can monitor your heart rate, how many steps you take per day. It's your camera. It's your bank account. It's everything. That's because the technology kept getting better. Many of you are looking at NFTs for what they are today. You're not looking at what they can become tomorrow, right? So, you know, again, you have a lot of people who will sit here and they'll talk to you about all of the things what's wrong with NFTs, why they won't work, but yet they're working. There's 17-year-olds and 15-year-olds sitting in their basement creating NFTs and becoming millionaires. There are people who are minting Bored Apes for, you know, 0.08 ETH And now those Bored Apes are worth $450,000. And what I'm trying to teach you with this is trying to get you to see how you can eye opportunities like this and see that there's a difference between the ApeCoin and the Bored Ape Yacht Club and how things are being built and launched versus something like Shiba Inu. See, when you buy Shiba Inu, you're not buying anything unique. You're not buying any intellectual property or anything trying to be like a commercial license or anything. You're literally buying something and trying to flip it. You're basically playing a hot potato with a grenade. You're buying something for a penny and you're trying to toss the grenade at 2 cents before it explodes on you. That's what you're doing. And the sad thing about it is that many of you end up catching that grenade and blowing up. Yes, there's always that success story of the person who purchased Dogecoin at half a penny and it goes to 70 cents. But most of you purchased at 70. Most of you purchased at 60 cents. Most of you purchased at 50 because you catch on to the wave after it's already taken off. The purpose of this video is to show you what you should be looking for when you're looking to invest. Looking for a solid team. Looking for serious venture capitalists and real money getting involved in the project. When you see Yuga Labs, okay, you have my attention. That's some of the most successful people in the world, the most talented people in the world working on this metaverse. I want to bet on that. When I see a venture capitalist firm like, A16Z getting involved in this, I want to put my money behind that. That's what I want to be banking on. When I see the success of the project already and the fact that they're still bringing and adding more utility, that's something I want to be a part of. Now, when we start talking about, real world utility, this guy took his ape and actually turned it into a restaurant, right? So we're going to go right here. Let's look at this video.
Bored and Hungry uses the popular Bored Ape. Today we're eating at the world's first NFT restaurant. Bored and Hungry uses the popular Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT as the vessel for the Smash Burger pop-up in Long Beach. NFTs are basically digital artwork that you can exclusively own. Owners Andy Nguyen and Kevin Seo are using their Bored Ape NFT as the IP and branding for this one-of-a-kind restaurant that's blending Web3 culture within the food space. There's even talks of allowing crypto as payment. Maybe NFTs aren't just JPEGs anymore. Is this the future of food?
Again, someone took their Bored Ape now, and they now converted it and then based a theme, a restaurant around the theme of their Bored Ape utility. So you have the metaverse is launching tomorrow called the Otherside. You only will be able to purchase the land with ApeCoin, and the in-world currency will be ApeCoin. You have the actual DAO and the board in Yuga Labs creating merch that can only be purchased with ApeCoin. And then now people who own apes are going to start creating, again, content. You have Timbaland creating actual publishing, what was it, a publication company. This individual right here created a liquor brand based around his Bored Ape that's themed after his ape. Right here, you can see it. It's happening. Now, yes, there has to be some type of a solution for the concept of owning the actual IP, the intellectual property. And this is what happens with new technology, right? With new technology, it's disruptive at first. It's the wild, wild west. But then eventually regulation comes into play, right? And you get a blend between the tech and regulation that makes sense. Because when there's billions of dollars to be made, rational minds come together and eventually they create a solution. Think about Amazon when it first launched, right? It was all about books. But then it evolved to the point where now it's a digital marketplace. Things evolve. Technology evolves. But think about the people who invested into Amazon when it was just about books. How much wealth did they create? Because remember, technology iterates. It gets better and better and better. you have to be able to see the obvious before it's obvious to everyone else. You're seeing all of the utility right now before your very eyes that's happening. The metaverse, people creating alcoholic beverages themed around their ape, merch based around the ape, celebrities getting involved around the ape. It's only a matter of time before more and more people get involved. Now, Adidas with the Bored Ape Club, the Bored Ape Yacht Club and G Money steps into the metaverse. Adidas has arrived in the metaverse, strutting into the digital frontier in the form of a Bored Ape avatar clad in banana yellow Firebird tracksuit, a matching bucket hat, and a set of heart-shaped glasses resting over its disinterested eyes. The non-fungible token, which Adidas now owns, sold in September for 46 ETH, around $156,000 at the time. Shaq talked about this, and I'm going to get to the tweet in a second, about the IP, the intellectual property, the brand. So now you have corporations hopping into the metaverse, hopping into the NFT space. It's only going to accelerate. It's only going to happen at a faster pace. This is why you want to be able to get in early. You want to be an early adopter of the technology. You want to be an early investor of the technology. You don't invest in something after they've solved the problems. You invest knowing that there's problems, because as they solve the problems, they didn't bring more market, they didn't get more market share and become more attractive and drive more value. It's the same thing like investing in Tesla 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You don't wait till now. Well, I mean, obviously the market's down, so you can invest now. But my point is, what I'm saying is that most of the gains were earned by being an early investor. Yes, you can still make money, but the opportunity, right, the reward is not as great today as it was 5 years ago, etc. And these bots, they just keep coming. They just don't stop. Bye-bye, troll. Go make another fake page and come back. So, the furry blue monkey named Indigo Hers is one of a handful of Adidas' recent moves in Web3 that demonstrates how the brand wants its sportswear to live in the digital world. Beyond buying the NFT, it's collaborating with Bored Ape Yacht Club, the buzzy outfit behind the collection of virtual simians that is among the most expensive and coveted in the space. Us becoming a part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club with Indigo Hers was more about symbolizing us stepping in to join what's already happening, as opposed to just tossing something into the metaverse from the outside, says Tariq Naslevi, Senior Director of Digital Growth at Adidas. And I highlighted that because it's very easy to, when you're a brand, it's very easy to try to piggyback culture. The problem is that you don't have the backing of the people. See, when you see a lot of these Bored Apes, like Kylie Jenner was trying to purchase a Bored Ape from a guy from like multiple millions of dollars, and he said no. Because people actually believe in the brand. They believe in what's happening. You can't recreate that in corporate America. You can't recreate culture. You can't recreate a brand. You can try to do a spinoff, but it's not authentic. You know, it's the same thing like you hear about when people say, you know, like black people drive culture, right? Like we make things popular, we make things cool. Like you can't mimic when you have something that's organic, that's driven, where, again, like I said before, let's look at the list of celebrities that own apes, right? Like it's very hard to, you know, recreate the fact that you have, you know, Mark Cuban, Steph Curry, Steve Aoki, you know, KSI, Shaquille O'Neal, the Chainsmokers, Mike Shinoda, Marshmello, Rich the Kid, Jimmy Fallon, DJ Khaled, Future. Like you can't recreate that, right? Like as a corporation, that's something that's organic, that's driven, right? That's from the bottom up, that's grassroots. Now right here it says Timberland launches a production company for Bored Ape NFT owners. This is interesting. It says, one day after major record label Universal Music Group announced plans to create a virtual metaverse band based on a group of characters from the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, another music industry heavy hitter, producer Timberland, has announced his own twist on the idea. Today, Timbaland announced the creation of Ape Productions, a new entertainment company and platform that will develop music and animation for metaverse applications. Ape will work with a number of Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT owners and other collaborators. Another piece of utility, give me 1 second, that's happening right now. Give me 1 second. I think I removed this. It should be in my bookmarks. You have Snoop that just literally purchased Death Row Records. And he actually turned Death Row into an NFT label. This is going to be interesting, right? So right here, I want you to listen to what this individual is saying to Snoop Dogg right now.
Check this. We got, speaking of the Bored Ape shit, it's a banana flavored.
Wow.
With the ape.
You own it. You already own it.
That's what we're thinking.
You already
and the
own
banana flavor, we thought it was just gonna be like for like it being cool, but it's actually fire. Check this.
So you have Happy Dad, that's a drink, and now they're creating a banana flavor with their Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT themed around and based around their beverage. Real world utility attached to a brand. It's happening before your eyes. This is not Shiba Inu. This is not Dogecoin. This is not SafeMoon. You didn't see any type of roadmap like this that actually they delivered on, and it lived up to the hype. And I think that you have to really take a step back and just start to understand that the ApeCoin is going to be the currency used within this ecosystem to purchase merch, to go to the restaurants in a play to earn game, to purchase plots of land, right? To purchase beverages, alcohol beverages, and so much more. Which is why tomorrow, the market is trading down right now just because of the macro things that's happening, right? You have a war going on right now. You have the Fed raising interest rates, which is basically pulling liquidity out of the system. You have to be of the mindset that you have to weather the storm. See, I was successful in crypto because when the market crashed in 2018, 2019, I continued to keep buying. I kept buying. I didn't disappear and run away and call crypto a scam because I understand cycles. And most of the wealth and opportunity is going to happen for those of you who stick around, for those of you who keep investing, for those of you who know the difference between Shiba, Dogecoin, and SafeMoon versus something like ApeCoin, right? Real world utility, real products and services, real revenue driving opportunities. Knowing the difference between a chain link and some garbage like Ripple, right? Like you have to know the difference in what you're looking at, right? Knowing the difference between Ethereum and EOS. Knowing the difference between an Avalanche and something like a Neo, right? You have to, as an investor, you have to get smarter in what you're looking at. This is why My Tech Academy is important, because you're a part of a community of other people who they can tell you, or not necessarily tell you, but give you information to help you grow and develop as, an entrepreneur in this space. If you're looking to be an investor in this space, because for some of you who may not have money to invest in these opportunities, well, the jobs of the future will be in Web3. And when you look at people like CoffeeZilla, his whole platform is based around exposing scams, right? But rather than being a person to worry about exposing scams, how about you be a person that offers solutions to those scams? Because that's where the revenue's at. That's where the money's at. That's where the opportunity is at. Helping Web3 truly become decentralized. That's where all of the money lies. The opportunity lies. Look at Vitalik. Look at CZ from Binance. Arthur Hayes with BitMEX. Look at someone like Richard Hart by launching the Hex cryptocurrency and now Postchain. I'm a billionaire. All right? The guy Sam from FTX. The opportunities all around you if you're looking for them. right? So it's not about just a JPEG. It's what the JPEG represents. It's the community behind the JPEG. It's the innovation that is attached to the JPEG. It's the intellectual property that's going to eventually come in regards to you actually really being able to own the actual ape that you purchased, instead of just having a commercial license to use the ape. Let's see. I see some of you guys making comments. I want to check the chat. DeMarcus Robinson says KYC will eventually turn into know your supplier. See, here's what I believe is going to happen, and I'm glad you said that. I believe that these PFPs, right, these profile picture NFTs, will eventually be used as a way to authenticate who you are in the digital world, right? Because you're going to have an avatar that's going to belong to your wallet, right? And for those of you who don't know, like in crypto, you have a wallet, right? You have a MetaMask wallet, and you have a public key and a private key, right? And you're going to use the same way that when you go to Uniswap or like any Ethereum based application, and you launch the application and you authenticate with your MetaMask wallet, you're going to be able to authenticate who you are on social media with your actual wallet. There are people who are already working on this type of technology, right? So you won't have to, sort of like how with your Gmail, you can sign into, if you're using Chrome, you can use your Gmail to like sign into Facebook and stuff like that. You're going to be able to use your MetaMask wallet to be able to do that. And like your profile picture, your avatar is going to really be affiliated and associated with your identity. Elon Musk even said that the other day, and like so many people missed that when he was talking about acquiring, Twitter. People think that that's a good thing. It's actually a horrible thing, right? Because he said he wants to authenticate all humans. Elon Musk is looking to basically, create this digital database of people that just would be able to track and trace you even better, right? To authenticate you, right? To give you a digital identity. All of these things. So, this is when I talk about the future being centralized versus decentralized, right? In a centralized world, it's more like China, right? Vertical integrated, top down, government controls everything. You have your wallet that the government's going to give you your universal basic income, tell you where you can spend your money at, where you can't spend your money at, airdrop the inflation right to your wallet, and they're going to track, trace, and monitor everything you do, versus a decentralized world or a semi-centralized, decentralized world, right? Because decentralization is a spectrum. There's no one size fits all solution for decentralization, right? But all of these things, you're seeing this technology flow in that way. And this is why I keep emphasizing this to you, that it's important that you get involved and you don't just listen to people, who are skeptical of everything, and they can tell you everything that's wrong with NFTs, but they can't tell you what's right about it, right? Think about it. These people, they missed Bitcoin. They missed Bitcoin go from $100 all the way up to 1,000 and it crashed down, go up to 10. They missed it. But somehow now they know for a fact now it's a scam, right? They didn't know back then, but now they know. I want you to think about all of the wealth and the money that you miss out on when you listen to these people who can tell you everything that's wrong with something, but they can't tell you anything that's right. Be careful of individuals like that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, Elon Musk is a Trojan horse, right? Elon Musk, just think about his businesses that he's working on, right? He talks to you about the dangers of AI, yet he's working on artificial intelligence, right? So he's telling you, watch out for, artificial intelligence and AI, yet he's working on bots himself. Think about the company Neuralink. What is Neuralink all about? Interfacing with technology, putting chips and technology into your brain, right? Who's going to control that, right? Who's going to control how you interface with that technology? It's a company. It's a corporation. We know corporations are not good people. We know that corporations are not ethical and honest. We watch what Facebook, did with your data and how they manipulate people, and the psychological effects that this technology has on people. We know these things. They're right here in our face every day. right? So you really think that Elon Musk will be any different? Right? But he understands how to position himself a certain way to make it seem like he's coming to save Twitter, when in reality, Twitter's going to be used as a way to integrate you into and authenticate you into this digital prison that they're trying to create with the World Economic Forum. Make no mistake about it. And then start building on this. Like, you're going to live in a world where cars won't exist anymore in regards to you owning a car. What did, Big Claus tell you? You will own nothing and you will love it. So because gas will get to the point where it's so expensive, you won't want to drive any gasoline powered cars. Scrap that. And then the supply chain will be so disrupted that you won't be able to produce enough new cars, and then inflation will price you out of the market for cars. So you'll create these hubs where these self-driving cars will basically take you from point A to point B all day long, right? Like you won't be able to drive a vehicle. Your car will drive itself and take you from point A to point B. Like, you will have no sovereignty of you or the world anymore, right? Everything will be automated and digital. And the car will tell you where you can go and what parts of the place you can go to. I mean, it's happening right before your eyes. Elon Musk even talked about this concept of like a taxi. Now look at K Baba. He says, stop with the alarmist narrative, dude. Right? Because see, K Baba has tapped out. See, when you are a coward and you are weak, you'll rather go, smoke your blunt, drink your drink, go jerk off the Pornhub and pretend that none of this stuff is happening, right? Because see, it's easy to go play your video game in your mama's house, if your mother has a house, right? Or, in your room with 5 other people, right? Like it's easy to do that. It's easy to escape, right? See, one thing that the powers that be, one thing they did, right, is they did a really good job of, giving you enough comfort in the digital prison that they're creating, right? So it's easy to hide and act like these things are not happening, right? It's alarmist, right? Like when you see the robots, the Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics running and flipping and jumping, you go, oh, that's CGI. That's not real, right? And then you see the spot dog, right? You see that, you say, oh, no, that's not real. Eli's a coon, he's a hater, pussy warrior. But then now, at the Michigan game, the bowl game, the spot dog is performing with the band. And then here in New York City, they have the spot dog that was made by Boston Dynamics patrolling the streets with the NYPD. But I know that's conspiracy theory talk. Ha! Ha! Right? But see, you have to laugh at the things that you see because, again, see, these people, they consider themselves to be strong alpha males, right? But all they do is tuck their head in the sand. See, you become liberated when you understand that you never will truly know, but you know something's not right. And you start preparing for what's to come, although you don't really truly know what's to come, but you know something's coming. See, that's a real alpha male. That's a real alpha female that understands that I need to make sure that I am here after. When the reset happens, what do we reset into? And do I have enough resources to dominate and control when the reset happens? These are the things that you need to be thinking about, right? When you watch a movie, see, because I know, I want to get this idiot's name correct? K Baba, right? When you see people like K Baba, see, he'll watch a movie like Ready Player One and he'll go, oh, that's just a movie. It's not real. Just a movie. Then the Oculus device comes out and it looks just like the device that he has on in the movie. But they tell you, oh man, that's just a movie. That will never happen in real life. Skynet, Terminator, oh, that's just the movie. Elon Musk has a whole automated factory of machines working and building the cars. But they tell you, oh, that's just a movie. just a movie. Can't be real. And see, it becomes hard when you have family members and friends like K Baba because you care about them. But you have to understand where we're going right now. You have to leave that type of thinking behind. You got to be smart enough for that. Now, beautiful comment, DeMarcus Robinson. I'm glad you just said that. When you look at ApeCoin and you look at the fact that the market cap's only $5 billion, and then tomorrow they're going to have the Otherside Metaverse launch, and all of the ApeCoin that they get from this launch, they're going to actually lock it up for a year. If you look at Shiba and you come here and you go to the market cap and you look at it, you go all time, you say to yourself, during the peak, it hit a $40 billion market cap. $40 billion. No real world utility, no sound roadmap, nothing that, no real value proposition in the market. I want you to look at right now, ApeCoin's only at 5.7 billion. Dogecoin hit a $60 billion market cap. So if we can replicate that, now obviously it's going to be very hard to replicate that in the current macro environment that we're in right now, where we have inflation running crazy. When you look at GDP, it's starting to shrink. When you look at the Fed, they're reducing their balance sheet. It's hard to believe that we're going to 10x from here. But a 4x, a 3x, absolutely. I've been telling you about it since it was at $11. You already doubled your money. Could have maybe even tripled your money if you got it at 8. Right? Like these concepts are not hard to grasp if you just have common sense, if you're patient. See, I was patient when I kept buying Matic. I was patient in 2018, 2019, 2020 when I kept buying VeChain. I was patient because I understood that solid projects would win in the long run. And when they win, they're going to win in a major way because, see, you know, like I laugh at people when they say, oh, like this person made $400,000 or $300,000 in the MemeCoin. Yeah, but they probably put in $100,000. So what they did, they 2x their money, they 3x their money. What about a 50x, baby? What about a 70x? How do you get those? You don't get those in these little garbage meme coins. You get those investing in solid technology. Todd Mack said Demolition Man. I love in the movie Demolition Man when they were like trying to police speech, right? And when Wesley Snipes was cursing, they were fining him. We watch that happen right now with being shadow banned, which is why I had to create a whole new Instagram. Because you can't post certain words or certain things on social media. You can't talk about certain political candidates, right? Or certain political issues because they'll shadow ban you. Now you have to think about it. These tech companies, they have so much control and so much power over the flow of information and what you see and what you can say. So it's already here, right? It's only a matter of time before it becomes more intrusive and more overt and in your face. But again, people like K Baba, you know, man, stop being an alarmist. You're alarming people for no reason. When do I see the recession happening? I see the recession. I told you guys, I see a major market crash happening in the fourth quarter going into next year, right? I believe that when we get to Q4 of this year and Q1 of next year is when you're going to see like everything hit the fan. But I believe that the Fed is eventually going to go to negative rates or come up with some type of a lending facility to give us one major pump. I believe that we're going to have one last pump before we go into meltdown mode. Just because, you know, it's just common sense. Like the Fed has to give us one more pump because you have midterm elections coming up, and I don't see them letting the market and inflation run as crazy as it's running. Like, because that's like a double negative, right? Like if you have the Democrats running and trying to, you know, maintain power and control of the House and the Senate, if you are in a situation where you have massive inflation, people losing their jobs, the stock market tanking, you know, that's a recipe for disaster, right? So I don't see that happening, right? I see the Fed, creating some type of a lending facility and things so that the Biden administration and they can go out here and say that, everything's getting better and, we inherited this from Trump. You know how it goes. Like, it's the same seesaw game, right? The Democrats blame the Republicans blame the Democrats, and but everything continues to move forward, right? They keep bringing you to the direction that they want you to go. I tell you guys all the time, it's just, when you look at the left wing and the right wing, it's just the left and right wing of the same bird that's taking you to the same destination, flying somewhere. Meltdown mode's going to look horrible, right? We're talking about double-digit inflation in meltdown mode. You're talking about, supply chain issues, food shortages. We're already seeing food shortages start to happen. I plan on doing a video about all of the plants, the manufacturing plants for food, the processing plants that are being burnt down mysteriously out of nowhere, right? They're just like, fires are happening left and right at these processing plants. So, you need to definitely make sure that you are, getting prepared. I keep telling you guys, going back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when many of you started watching me, you need to make sure that you got your food. You need to make sure that you have your water. You need to make sure you have a backup plan. You need to make sure that you have a doomsday plan for when things hit the fan, because it's coming, man. We've had too many years of prosperity and peace. Q4 is basically, you can say, October, November, December, right? Going into the holidays, right? And then you could say Q1 is, January, February, March of 2023. $100% any day now. He said it's going to come a time when all these meme coins are going to have to test their technology, and it will fail miserably. A lot of people are going to be losing money. But see, here's the beautiful thing about promising what your technology may do in the future. You don't have to deliver anything. See, if I can keep stringing you along and telling you one day we're going to have, see, Cardano did this for so long. They kept telling you that we are the Ethereum killer. We are the Bitcoin killer. Once we get those smart contracts, man, we're going to kill Ethereum. And then they got smart contracts. Are they killing Ethereum right now? Is Cardano killing Ethereum? Is it killing Bitcoin? Pretty underwhelming, right? But Charles sold it to you. He said, man, Vitalik has nothing on us. And I told you guys, see, this is what one thing about technologists, right? And people who work in technology is because most people don't understand like the actual, software and hardware and how it integrates with and works with one another. It's very easy for you to sell a bunch of bullshit to people, right? Like it's so easy to oversell yourself and underdeliver. And this is what you have all the time. All the time, right? Where people, they oversell, and then when you get the final product. So Charles was able to string Cardano investors along for a very long time by promising things. Now, the beautiful thing is, you can't really say string along, because if you invested early, you would have made a lot of money, right? You would have definitely made some money. And now right on cue, look at ApeCoin starting to pump as we go into Saturday. Because I promise you, Yuga Labs, they're going to announce something else. I believe, I got off Charles real quick. I got ADD, right? I just be all over the place. But I believe that they're going to create their own NFT marketplace, and it's going to be powered by ApeCoin. And you're only going to be able to purchase these plots of land on the secondary market with ApeCoin. I believe they're going to launch that. Damon Gaines says, I work in the refinery industry. The level of intelligence is not up to par. Could you elaborate a little bit more? FOMC will still ease the interest rates up, though, right? Yeah, of course. I believe the Fed's going to continue to keep raising rates, right? The Fed will keep raising rates until something breaks. I told you guys. Read The Creature from Jekyll Island. Go and watch my old videos. The same thing happened with the repo market. The same thing happened before, time and time again. Whenever the Fed tries to raise rates, eventually something breaks because it's a problem with our monetary policy in our system. The Fed is always lagging what's happening, right? So when they're saying inflation is transitory, that's when they should be hiking. But they wait too long, and then inflation gets out of control, which then forces them to have to overreact. But then now they start hiking into when the economy is contracting. Now, again, you could be of the mindset that this is being intentionally done. I believe that it's being intentionally done as well. Or you could just believe that, Jerome Powell, Ben Bernanke, and Janet Yellen, they just, they're idiots and they don't know what they're doing. I find it hard to believe that people are, highly educated the way that these individuals are, and that these things are just happening because they don't know what they're doing. Again, this is being intentionally done, but I'm an alarmist, so what do I know, right? When they're attending Davos and the World Economic Forum, and they're going to Bilderberg and all these different places, they're coming together with schemes to social engineer things to take us into a certain direction, right? Like when Bill Gates is buying up, large amounts of farmland, he's not doing that because, oh my God, he's into farming, right? Like these things are being done for a reason, right? When BlackRock is out here and they're buying up all of the, like all single family homes and multi-family homes, they're not doing that because, they just want to make money, right? The concept of you owning nothing and loving it is happening, right? This concept of ride sharing, of sharing your home, Airbnb, even marketplaces where like you could take your luxury clothes and resell them. They're social engineering you in a way to create this, this shareable world that you're going to live in, right? Where you won't live in a world by yourself anymore, right? So all of these things are important. Peace, brother JT. I saw your video the other day with Umar, right? With the whole cease and desist thing. I will definitely tell you guys to go check out JT. The funny thing about Umar, right? And this ties back into what's happening here, is that you watch people like Umar Johnson, Brother Polite, Young Pharaoh, Jay Morrison, Hassan Campbell. All of these people are like, they the Hotep Avengers, the Back to Africa Avengers. They can tell you everything that's wrong with the world, but they never can tell you any solutions, right? And then you give these people your money, you give them your following, you give them your support, and they let you down time and time and time again, And now here we are, where now he can't collect donations anymore in the state of, I think it's Pennsylvania or the city of Philadelphia, one of the two. And we knew these things were coming. He's collecting money for a school. Think about this for a second. The whole idea of being tax exempt. What legitimate, upright businessman or woman or guy that was passionate about the community would not file the proper documentation to keep his tax status? Why would you lie on your tax documents and say you received no donations, unless you were trying to hide something, right? We watch these things happen, and it's amazing sometimes, like just how these people are like Umar Johnson can break down and tell you everything wrong with white supremacy, with the black woman, with the black family. He's so brilliant about everything else, but doesn't have enough sense to file his proper documentation and paperwork, right? Right? To not buy a building without inspecting it. But he's so brilliant about everything else. It goes to show you that there's a lot of growth that has to happen in our community, if we plan on trying to make it in the long run, and I like how JT approaches the information, because it gives you the opportunity to, not look at attacking Umar the man, but just looking at the business acumen of this individual, right? How sloppy he is as a businessman, right? It's beautiful to watch it, right? So I would definitely encourage you guys. It's the same thing with, Jay Morrison, right? He builds himself as Mr. Real Estate, right? And then you give the guy $12 million, $14 million of your money. And not one time did he ever talk to you about the risks of what he's trying to do. It was all about, we're going to get this money, right? See, a good entrepreneur, a good businessman or woman definitely talks to you about the risks and the reward, right? Like with crypto, I would be lying to you if I told you that all of these cryptocurrencies will be successful. Maybe 50 of them may be successful in the end, which is why you need to know how to navigate this space and try to educate yourself. Jeep Man says, cashed out initial investment on Ape, make 100%, still holding a small position, house money, have to plug KDA, I mine it. Thoughts on Lunatics NFTs? The Simpsons cartoonist is in on the project. I have no idea about that particular NFT project. What I'm starting to do now, Jeep Man, just so you guys can understand, is crypto is starting to get very, very broad. And what the real money is going to be in analyzing an ecosystem, right? So I want you to think about it. You have Ethereum, right? And then Ethereum is made up of an ecosystem of a whole bunch of different cryptocurrencies that interact with that blockchain that's built on that blockchain. Whether it's Chainlink, Aave, Maker, Loopring, Layer 2s, Matic, Polygon, like all of these things are a part of that ecosystem, right? And if you master that ecosystem, you'll understand how to really, do DeFi in that ecosystem, successful NFT projects in that ecosystem. Then you have Solana. Solana's building an ecosystem. Then you have Harmony. Harmony's building an ecosystem. Then you have Near. Near's building an ecosystem. Then you have Phantom. Phantom's building an ecosystem. The real money is going to be made in you picking one or two ecosystems and dominating that. It becomes very hard to, understand what is Flow doing, Quant, what is Quant doing, what's their ecosystem, Cosmos and their ecosystem, because now you start spreading yourself too thin and you miss out on a lot of opportunities and gems. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is I'm only going to be focusing on, maybe I'll say about 2 or 3 ecosystems. I don't want to have myself spread too thin, and trying to, look at this cryptocurrency and that cryptocurrency and this cryptocurrency. Like all of this stuff works at the end of the day, right? Now it's just a matter of what's the value proposition, right? How are they going to take market share? See, because again, this is open source technology. So nothing is stopping me from copying the code base of Ethereum and calling it my own and maybe tweaking a few things, maybe the validator set, right? Or proof of stake versus delegated proof of stake. Like, now you're just playing with words, right? At the end of the day, how will these blockchains drive value? This is what you have to start. This is the concept that you have to really start thinking about. How, number one, what's unique? What's the value proposition? Who are they trying to compete with? And how are they trying to take market share from legacy finance or legacy companies, right? So when I see something like ApeCoin, it makes sense to me in regards to how they're going to drive revenue, right? Because at the end of the day, businesses need revenue. When I look at ApeCoin, okay, you have a play to earn game. Okay, that's one revenue driver. Okay, you have NFT land that you're going to be able to build things on and be able to market and all that things with your plots of land. Okay, great. Makes sense to me. All right. You have merch, exclusive merch. Okay, ways of driving revenue. Now you have ape holders creating restaurants, creating alcohol beverages or regular beverages. Okay, driving revenue. That makes sense to me. You have to start looking at these cryptocurrencies and asking yourself, how are they going to drive revenue, right? Because many of these cryptocurrencies, the only reason why they're able to even keep people in an ecosystem is through inflation, through diluting their token, right? Through creating, new tokens out of thin air. It's basically like a Ponzi scheme, many of these cryptocurrencies, right? And eventually that will run its course. So, it's you have to be mindful of that. I hear someone someone just asked me about Solana. Solana is just a bunch of Web 2 technology pretending to be Web 3. That's it at the end of the day. I don't see anything unique or any real value proposition in the technology. Doesn't mean you can't make money with it. I ran up a bag in Solana, but I got out. I don't believe in the technology long term. Right? It's just a bunch of SQL databases at the end of the day, right? Pretending to be ledgers. It's not. It's nothing. Unique about it in any way. It's Web 2 stuff. with all of the NFT hacking attacks, how long do you think Yuga Labs will last? Very long. Most people get hacked because they're just dumb. Honestly, for example, this right here is a Ledger Nano X. This is attached to my MetaMask wallet, my browser wallet. No crypto can leave my hot wallet unless this device is plugged in and I actually open it up and click these buttons. You can't move. You could even have the password to open up the wallet. But if you don't have, because my private key is on this device, right? So as long as you don't have my seed for this, you can't move my crypto. So you have people, and I see people do this all the time. Number one, they use one wallet and it holds all their crypto. That's stupid. Because you can generate not infinite, but an infeasible, damn near infinite amount of addresses. So why would you want to walk around with all of your wealth or all of your crypto in one wallet address, right? It just makes no sense. And then to make matters worse, you have people walking around with millions of dollars worth of NFT on a goddamn cell phone. And my 10 toes voice, somebody talk back to me. Only a fool would walk around with millions of dollars worth of NFTs on their phone. Somebody talk back to me. Right? Only a fool. And then to make matters worse, they have their seed phrase on their phone. Then this is the beautiful thing. I love to watch this. You have people thinking it's a flex to show how much crypto's in their wallet. Right? They go on Instagram and they say, "Look at me, no cap. I got $300,000 worth of this cryptocurrency." You are making hackers. You are a field day for hackers. You are a hacker's wet dream, because you're basically saying, "I'm a dumbass. Come and rob me," and I promise you, they'll come and rob you. So most of the time, when you see people get hacked, it's not Ledger's fault. It's not even MetaMask's fault. In most cases, it's your fault because you're dumb. See, I want you to think about this for a second. Like, I have one phone, 2 phones, 3 phones, 4 phones, 5 phones, right? I have 1 computer, 2 computers. Got computers over there. I have technology everywhere. These different devices are used for different things. It's something called operation security. I have a computer that I browse the internet. I have a computer that I code on. And then I have a computer that only handles finance-related things. Because, see, I know that these applications, they spy on me. I know for a fact that they're listening to me. And I know for a fact that when you're downloading things off of the internet, they can have malware on them. See, it's something known as operation security, right? And if you have millions of dollars worth of crypto or hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto, what I'm not going to do is be walking around with my cell phone and saying, "Hey, man, look, I got a Coinbase account. I got $300,000 in my Coinbase account, and I got 4 NFTs in my MetaMask wallet on my phone." That's not smart. It's not smart. But again, listen, a lot of you are going to keep getting hacked because you don't practice good operation security. I have some devices that have never touched Wi-Fi, have never touched the internet. Right? Now, if you're in My Tech Academy, you would know, why I do these things and why I move the way that I move. And any day now I should be launching, the course where I'll be showing you guys how to use mixing services to break KYC, to break the links between your wallet and your identity, how you can use crypto to buy other assets, and convert that into cash without having to go through centralized exchanges. That will only be for lifetime members. Again, giving you guys some real game and teaching you just about operation security. What are UTXOs, how they're linked to your wallet, and how they can link you to other wallets, and how chain analysis tracks you and monitors you throughout the blockchain, and how hackers basically watch you. Because see, what a hacker will do is if you're dumb enough to, because remember, once you put up your NFT and you say, this is my NFT, all I have to do is go on OpenSea and find that NFT, and then I can find the wallet address that's affiliated with that NFT. So you just doxed yourself, right? Because you're basically saying to the world, hey, this address owns this NFT and that's my NFT. Now, if you were smart, you would separate your NFTs from your crypto, but most people don't, right? Because if you're a dumbass that's showing off your NFT, then you're probably dumb enough to have millions of dollars worth of crypto in one wallet. So now I know everything you have. So now I know who you are. So all I have to do now is, if you're on, let's say Instagram, is get your name, and then I can do a background check on you. I can find out where you live. I can find out any email addresses affiliated with you, any telephone numbers affiliated with you. Most likely, because you're dumb enough to show off your NFTs, your wallet, or your crypto, the same email address that you're using for Instagram, you're probably using for Coinbase. Somebody talk back to me. Let me give you some game. So here you are now. You're using the same email address for Instagram and Coinbase. So now I do a background check. I get your number. I can send you phishing text messages and get you to click on a link. Or I can send you an email that can say, hey, claim this free airdrop from OpenSea, right? Because I got your email address because you use the same email address, and you click it. Now, they're very smart. They'll get a domain name that says OpenSea1 or OpenSea with 2es.com. And they'll structure the email and make it look like and appear as if it's coming from OpenSea. It'll have the same border, the same footer, the same color, the same font. And they'll say, click this link. And then you click the link. And then boom, you authenticate something. You give them access to your MetaMask, and then they scam you. They hack you. Even on the dark net, right? On the dark web. If let's say that you use the same password for every website. So let's say that Experian gets hacked, right? Or Credit Karma gets hacked, and you use the same password for Coinbase that you use for Experian. There are Excel spreadsheets with any email address affiliated with that password. And what they do is they have bots that will go on brute force and just go and sweep a whole bunch of websites and put that email address in and that same password. Because they know your email address, right? Because that was when they hacked your identity. And they'll go from website to website to website, and they'll just brute force and see which one works. But what do I know? I'm just a hater. I just like to sit there and hate and attack black men. What do I know? All right? What do I know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. We're coming up on an hour and 23 minutes. So I don't want to go too long. So in closing, there is a huge difference between ApeCoin, the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand, and meme coins like Shiba, Dogecoin, and SafeMoon. And when you're looking to invest in something, you need to make sure that you're taking out the time to educate yourself so that you can see the difference and see the utility and figure out, how this coin is going to be used to take market share from other businesses, from other corporations. When you start thinking about play to earn gaming, for example, just look at Meta, Facebook. They're trying to get into the metaverse. They're spending billions of dollars. Yet people are leaving the company to come work at Yuga Labs. That should tell you something. The amount of talent that's leaving Web 2 to come to Web 3. Again, the restaurants that you're seeing based around Bored Apes. the merch that you're seeing based around the Bored Ape, the liquor that you're seeing, the beverages that you're seeing, the fact that Snoop is launching an NFT record label for Death Row Records. It's happening all around you. So now you know what a blue chip NFT project looks like, what a solid project looks like versus something like a Shiba Inu, where it's a bunch of promises, a bunch of hype. But who's behind Shiba Inu? Can you, like, what money's behind them? Like I said before, when you see Andreessen Horowitz, this type of venture capital money, these are not people that play in pump and dumps. Just look at the caliber of investor. That will tell you all you need to know, right? Look at the people who are promoting Shiba Inu versus the people who are promoting ApeCoin in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Look at the portfolio of Andreessen Horowitz, the firm, Groupon, Facebook, Zynga, Lyft, Box, Airbnb, just to name a few. That's where I want my money to be, behind stuff like that. If I'm going to play in something, right? If I'm going to dive into the metaverse, I want it to be with individuals who they have a track record in the space. Even if they don't have a fully doxed team, just the caliber of people who are supporting the project will tell me a lot about things and how it's being promoted. So tomorrow should be exciting. I think that ApeCoin is going to pump again. I think that they're going to announce, some new features and even more utility for the actual metaverse that they're creating. Initially, it was supposed to be a Dutch auction, but then they came out and they said F Dutch auctions right here. They said Dutch auctions are actually bullshit. So now it's going to be a flat auction, 305 ape per land plot. And then you're going to be able to mint 2 per KYC wallet. And then after the wave comes down, after the gas prices comes down, because what they're going to do is once you have a lot of people trying to mint NFTs, Ethereum starts to get congested and it becomes a gas war, right? So now what Wills can do is they don't mind paying $1,000 per Ethereum transaction, right? So by doing it this way, where you only can mint 2 during the first wave and then wait for gas fees to moderate, then launch wave 2, and then on wave 2 you could buy 4 NFTs, you could mint 4 NFTs, and then wave 3 you can mint 8. You'll just keep multiplying times 2 as you go. But forcing the gas price and the gas fees to come down is really, really smart the way they're doing it. And this way you ensure that it's fairly distributed across all of the participants. So I think that tomorrow, should definitely be exciting to watch and see. If I'm someone right now, I would definitely be looking to take profit. This is not financial advice, but going into Monday, Tuesday, if we start pushing towards like $40, I would definitely start unloading some ape. Just for the simple fact of, if we don't get the NFT marketplace with the launch tomorrow, then people are probably going to go into the secondary market like OpenSea and be selling their plots of land for ETH. Right, so they'll probably be dumping the ApeCoin and looking to get ETH, right? So, just be mindful of that going forward. So, please do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. I'm still doing the $5,000 giveaway, so you need to text the word YouTube to the number below in the description. Also, we have My Tech Academy, where we cover all things crypto, how to buy, sell, store your cryptocurrency. We dive into DeFi, how to stake, how to yield farm, how to earn passive income on your crypto, much higher than the inflation rate that you're currently experiencing. We cover NFTs and so much more. And we have a free 3-day trial. So you're welcome to come try it out, see if you like it. If you like it, stick around. If not, go away. Also, for lifetime members, again, working on that fire content, teaching you how to, break the links between your KYC wallet and fresh wallets. Convert your crypto assets into other assets, and then convert that into fiat without having to go through a centralized exchange. So that will only be for lifetime members. With that being said, guys, have a blessed and beautiful evening and stay safe out here.